Hello, welcome to Bluebell Storytime Online. I'm Miss Mandi from the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Well, it's January and it is winter time, and maybe we'll get some snow and we can all build a snowman. I've got a couple of books about snow and about snowmen I hope you'll enjoy. All right, the first one is The Snowy Day. This is a classic by Ezra Keats. I'd like to thank him and the publisher, the Viking Press, for allowing me to share the book with you. One of my very favorites. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Crunch, 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 his feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. Then he walked with his toes pointing in like that. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. And he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. Wonder what that was. It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. And there he goes walking. I see his tracks. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. So he made a smiling snowman, and he made angels. He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great big tall heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and thought and thought about them. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere, and new snow was falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together into the deep, deep snow. What do you think happened to the snowball in his pocket? I bet you can figure that out. Great. Now I want us to sing a song about snowmen. It's to the tune of Five Little Monkeys Jumping on the Bed. Everybody loves that. This is five little snowmen riding on a sled. You ready? Hold up, five. Five little snowmen riding on a sled. One fell off and bumped his head. Frosty called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more snowmen riding on the sled." Four little snowmen riding on the sled. One fell off and bumped his head. Frosty called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more snowmen riding on the sled." Three little snowmen riding on the sled. One fell off and bumped his head. Frosty called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more snowmen riding on the sled." Two little snowmen riding on the sled. One fell off and bumped her head. Frosty called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more snowmen riding on the sled." One little snowman riding on the sled. He fell off and bumped his head. Frosty called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more snowmen riding on the sled." Good, good. That was great. The next book is also one of my favorites. This is a new one. This is One Snowy Morning. It's a very silly book. I'd like to thank the author, Tseng, the illustrator, Dana Wolfcoat, and the publisher, Dial Books for Young Readers. I want to thank them for letting me share this book with you. One Snowy Morning. One snowy morning, two friends found the oddest thing stuck in a giant pile of snow. Look at these long wooden legs and lumpy kickballs. It's a tall rowboat with a gold anchor. Hooray, a grand theater curtain for a pair of fish puppets. And there's a rare dragon tooth with 6 small shields. They wondered what all the stuff was for. Well, then they figured it out. It took one lumpy kickball, part of a wooden leg. Here they are, they're busy. And a lot of know-how. I've even asked some help from the birds. To cook a pot of dragon tooth soup. The tall rowboat turned upside down was a perfect table. The grand curtain made a lovely tablecloth. The gold anchor was a neat candle holder. The 6 small shields were very pretty plates. And the pair of fish puppets, well, they were amazing hats. This soup is delicious. Did they say dragon tooth? Do you taste nutmeg? You must be the cook in the bunch. The party was a big success, but afterward, the two friends wondered, what if someone else had been planning to have a dragon tooth soup party? So the very next morning, see what they're going to do. They returned almost everything to about the same place. They got a little confused, didn't they? But it's all back there, except for that dragon tooth carrot. Well, all right. Thank you so much for joining me today at Bluebell Storytime, and hope to see you next time.